How are you keeping, buddy? I've cracked.
Here I go again. I thought we'd a pause there. People don't realize I won't leave in the pause, but there was a pause there where we were kind of going, are you going? Am I going? Or what are we doing?
I just wanted to tell you, buddy, I've cracked a lovely cup of black coffee.
Oh, you did, good lad. And you know
Yeah.
what's even weirder? I'm drinking spring water. And by spring water, I mean I literally had to flick the pond skimmers off the top of the stream that I'd got that out of. And I'm going full feral, full rural.
You did a
My
press up beside a river and sucked.
Pretty much. That's pretty much it. And my poor little hands are falling off me now at the minute. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, my condition. I know but nobody cares, but I feel like if I don't say it, it's not documented. And you don't care either, but sure, look at
I care a lot, Tom. On the contrary, I got to be honest with you, pal. I come to you injured as well. Hello again, everybody. By the way, the listeners of the Tom and
Oh
Jerry
yeah.
podcast, like we tend to run off without people there. But I come to you injured as well, my friend.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I did a thing that's very untoward for a 44-year-old man. I fell down.
Oh no, that's the start, there.
Yeah, but like I felt like a child would fall.
Oh, dear. Were you wearing uncomfortable shoes?
No, I wasn't, but I hasten to say like I wasn't looking where I was going, but I was crossing the road and there was like a cycle path, and that's all right. I look both ways. Everyone's all cool in the gang. We're all friends here. But what I didn't know, and I warn the listeners of the Tom and Jerry show here and now, some of them cycle paths are curbed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
They're curbed off,
Yeah. They have
and not
like
like
another little block. A,
another little block, only a
a
little.
meter in, like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like a and not a high curb, but like just enough to catch you, just enough
No,
to catch the
not
foot.
no chunk of rubbery shite, is it? That they
It could be,
plug
yeah,
into
yeah,
the
like a
road.
like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
like a big rumble strip, if you will. And I clipped my foot on that, and I don't think I would have went down, Tom. Only I sort of looked around to see
Was there a
where
county
what was
councillor
that,
nearby?
and when I turned around to see what it was I had tripped on, that's what tripped me. Do you know what I mean? Like just the turn of the body to see what was behind me was enough to spiral me elbow first into the ground.
See, I don't want to start a war here with a segment of society, but like you'd be fully within your rights to absolutely hate cyclists now. I'm just
Do you
saying.
know, I have to say, Tom, I have to say, Tom, not for nothing. This one I got to tell you is all me. But as they say, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. I will
Yeah.
know if I'm crossing the road and there's a cycle path there. Uh, Number one, maybe go up to a pedestrian crossing. What can I say?
Jeez, that's fair urban stuff to be talking about. Like
It
I
really
almost
is, yeah.
I almost hit a pine marten this morning.
Which one, Norman Cook or
Yeah, yeah,
No, they're
yeah.
house martins. All right, okay. Now we are running away
When
off
you're
and leaving people.
living in
But
a yeah,
how are you keeping? You're all very welcome along to the Tom and Jerry show when we are not doing Cactus Jack style elbow drops on bare tarmac like I did. I'm fine, by the way, Tom. Thanks for your concern. I just skinned me elbow like
you
a
don't give
child would
one
do.
shite about the welts on my hands right now, so I'm not going to care about your elbows at all.
Well, I skinned it.
Oh,
Any rate, and not
it's
for
a boo
nothing, it
boo.
must be.
I'll send you a kiss in a text message. It'll be all right.
I'll tell you another thing as well. There may have been drink involved. But do you know what the annoying thing about it was, Tom?
Ah,
I'm
yeah,
going to tell
that's
you the
all
annoying
right.
thing. I'm going to tell you the annoying thing, right?
Go on.
There wasn't enough drink involved for me to fall to the ground. But that I fell to the ground, it looks like I can't hold my drink. Do you see what I'm saying?
There'd be nothing worse than if you were, if you'd had 2 pints with a mate or something,
And fell.
and then fell, and he's looking at you going, "What?
What sort of
Have
fella?
you to? Have I to get you a taxi? Are you going to be all
Yeah,
right for the
exactly.
next?" What? You're like,
I'd
"No,
wanted
no,
that.
Jesus, I just fell as I would fall if I wasn't drinking." And
No,
then
this I would have
is it?
fallen
Oh
any
my,
day, any day.
yeah.
And I had 3 pints, which is not like fall on the ground drunk.
No, it's not
I
fall on
wasn't
the
drunk at
ground.
all. I was having a fucking lovely night.
Ah, Jesus.
And here we are. But a lovely night, Tom, notwithstanding. We had a lovely week, a great old week. James Earl Jones, pour a sip of football special on the concrete for Tulsa Doom himself. He didn't quite make the show last week, but we said we'd give
No,
him a quick message.
no.
Quick, how are you?
I won't lie to you. I thought that man was gone long ago.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, be honest with you.
Favorite role, just quickly, favorite role of him.
Oh, I like him as King.
Yeah,
Yeah, King.
King of the Munda. Yeah.
King is Zamunda, King
I
Joffrey.
did.
No, not
Goes.
King Joffrey.
Oh
Oh God,
no.
King Joffrey's Game of Thrones. Help me out here,
I've
Tom.
seen it. No,
My
I
brain is
am. No,
cabbage.
you're close. His name is King Joffrey Joffa.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
yes,
exactly,
you're
exactly.
close. You're close.
There
You're
you go.
close.
Not
Yeah,
King Joffrey. But
yeah.
yeah, gotta mention Tulsa Doom himself. But he didn't make last week's this lad, and he didn't make last week's this news, and he doesn't make this week's
But
news
not an
either
honorable mention
because
for a fella who iconic in his voice and everything else.
yeah,
Like, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's was it Tulsa Doom was that Conan the Barbarian?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There you
P-
go.
Pure class. He's been, in fairness to him, fair run of it.
Oh, he worked.
Fair run of it. Like that
Yeah,
man stayed working. God
there
bless him.
you go. You're the value of a dollar. But he didn't make the big news this week. Because there's other big news this week, as longtime listeners of the show will know, Tom. That's the first segment of this show. It's
Uh,
the big news, the brouhaha, the scuttlebutt, Tom, the weekly what have you.
This is a very complicated case, Maud. You know, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what have yous, and a lot of strands to keep in my head, man. You know.
Oh, and we are I love when we have moments like this because it's for our foreign listeners, and we have a fair few out there.
Oh, I.
It's now I assume a hell of a lot of them are just expats and they know exactly what we're talking about. But this is almost a bit diddly dee and a bit twee, but it still
Look,
goes on. I'm
what can
sure
I
there's
say?
been movies made about it that, some American actors absolutely massacred an Irish accent. But is the world famous, and it's fair to say world famous because it's going on this long, matchmaking festival in Lustoon-Varna, County Clare, right
Correct and
near
right.
Liscannor I would well advise anybody any time of the year to take a trip. You can jump on, jump off anywhere if you're driving of the wild Atlantic Way, but you will pass through Lisdoonvarna,
Yes,
a
indeed.
very cute little village. And every year, for the longest, I don't know how long it's going. It must be going
Oh, Tom,
50.
this is going for hundreds of years.
Oh, is it?
Oh, I know this is big business, yes.
Longer than Christy Moore's song?
More on that in a second, all right?
Yeah,
Yeah, more on
yeah,
that in a
yeah.
second.
Okay.
Uh,
Sounds like there's a conspiracy theory going on here. Are we going to have to do a deep dive where we break down Lisdoonvarna? Because there's a lot that's hit the diff level, a lot of info in that song, actually.
there is indeed, but what I am learning, or what I learned today, we'll get the Christy Moore out of the way. Christy Moore is singing Lisdoon Varna. I want to say that's about the Lisdoon Varna Music Festival.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Um,
that's like finding out that chalk ices were never called chalk ices. Anyone for the last two chalk ices? But are you serious? Right.
yeah, yeah,
That,
yeah.
okay.
That's like saying, oh, Woodstock. Yeah, the big music festival. No, 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 the Cattle Mart up the road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not to be
Yeah,
confused with
yeah, yeah.
Woodstock, the music festival.
Wow, to be fair, the writing, it was always there in front of me. It was all musicians is who he was singing about, and he never once went on about trying to meet a woman.
Trying to get the right.
Wow.
No, Tom, like I say, every day is a school day. I didn't know that
That's
till today
incredible.
either.
I can't wait to tell the old lad about that.
There was a Lisdoon Varna music festival even before our time. It was, I think, once they'd done away with the Lisdoon Varna music festival, it became or morphed or gave birth
Okay,
to
right.
Fela.
Yeah. Oh, oh.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like it
Yes. Yeah,
was
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
Claire was just like, get out of the town, you bowsies, and Turles was like, we'll take you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's yeah.
Citation needed on that one, folks. But we're here to talk about the matchmaking festival. Tom was going on for hundreds of years, and it is to this day Europe's largest matchmaking festival, and it's currently taking place for the month of September. I thought it was just like a week-long thing. No, no, them cute Clare Hoors are getting a month out of it.
A month. I was just
Aye.
looking at it there now. Like their website is absolutely spectacular. In all fairness to them, like I can't help because I need to know more about this. I've toyed with it for the crack to try and do a comedy gig. I was, posted to do a show. I was put
Right.
in put to me, would I put on a show there, bring a few comedians? And I thought, right bit of crack. Never came to pass. And I remember looking it up and going, we should really force something like that because it'd be a right bit of crack, like to head down to that.
Do you
Not
know what I'm
least
going
in
to tell you, Tom?
a lovely part of the country.
Do you know what I'm going to tell you? Given that it's a matchmaking festival, do they need comedy on top of that? Something tells me like when they put on entertainment and live music every night in Liston Varna, but something tells me you could just put the TV going in the side of the pub.
You say that I have hosted singles nights. and they need something, Ger. And when that's the whole basis of the thing, then you can kind of start putting people together and having a bit of crack and all the rest of it. So there definitely, I think there is you'd have to tailor it'd be all improv. It'd be all improv. You're doing no material unless it's
Well,
like,
Jesus, that's a.
past X material or take me wife, please kind of stuff.
I'm
But
perfectly happily married, unlike you fuckers.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Because I tell you something, I would like to go see it because I've hosted one of these things because I hosted it because I wanted family enough, and it's very recently. It's only in the last maybe 3 months ago, and but I hosted it because I wanted some new experiences, new material for the new show for next year and stuff like
yes.
that. And my God, there are people are sick of dating apps, but there can be a scary level of this needs to happen and it needs to happen now.
Yeah.
A
I
lot of that. A lot of that.
I need a
Y-
woman about the farm.
No, no, flip it, flip the switch.
I
I
need a man
mean,
about the house.
yeah, literally a woman said that. She was coming up to do, I played a game of blind date. It was picked out of a random hat. And one woman, just the last woman to come up, three and three on either side of the curtain, we're having a bit of crack. And one woman just elbowed the woman I'd selected out of the way and just steamed to the stage. I'm getting a one man, whatever
I'm getting a
happens.
man here, Sally. Sit
And I'm
down.
like, Jesus Christ, this is great. For me in my head, I'm going, Jesus Christ, this is fantastic. Great. Absolutely feeding into exactly what I hope the cliche of single people would be like in your 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Well, it's quite self-serving of us, Tom, because what we're about to do is do a shout out to the Lisdoonvarna Matchmaking Festival people saying, get the Tom and Jerry podcast live, Lisdoonvarna
A
2025. Let's
hundred,
make it happen.
and we'll book in that and straight
That and
after we do the plowing championship.
the Ploughing Championship and the Donegal Rally. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just
yeah. I mean, if we don't get a sponsor of some cattle, what are those cattle dealer booth crowds? The Marty Moon was telling us about it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
what are
yeah,
they
yeah.
called? Oh, I forget the name of them. They got a cool name on them, like the brand that you're supposed to have. But we should definitely have a sponsor like that of some
For
sort.
God's sake, yes.
Maybe Ivamec or something. Might I don't know.
Aye,
But
for Williams, more like, come here to me. Listen, Tom. So we have never been to the Liston Environment Matchmaking Festival, and we would love to go. In some, definitely not in a divorced capacity. I don't mean
that would be
that.
hilarious. Two divorced, like the two of us
Yeah,
going down there
both our
divorced.
wives kicked us out. And geez, you've never seen two more divorced people in all your live long life as me and Tom there. But that's not to say that we don't have advice for the
Yeah.
single people out there looking for love, because and I don't, you don't like to rub it in anybody's faces, Tom, but like we won. You know what I mean? Like,
Can I give you a quote before we go into this? And this is from an actual matchmaker called Willie Daly.
oh, I.
And he's an official matchmaker below in Lisdoonvarna. And this is a special quote from him. He is the official numero uno
Well, I gotta tell
matchmaker.
you, if you're gonna be a matchmaker or suggesting that you're gonna shack a man up with a woman, you want to go to a fella that's called Willie Daly.
Yeah, he's got a beard.
He
So
gives Willie Daly.
I know. When I read it, I went, no, no. And I was nearly going to leave it there as an Easter egg for the audience, but you're dead right to have said it because rural Ireland can be a lonely place. There's lots of lonely men, farmers left behind, while a lot of women are based in the cities. So the festival is a great place for them to meet up. Never a true word spoken.
I mean, he's not, yeah,
I see it
point me
everywhere.
to the lie.
I'm seeing it everywhere I've lived, Ger. You're seeing poor old devils, the last, the youngest son gets left the 80 acres, not quite enough to make a millionaire out of him. Like, so he's kind of left and he's minding ma and pa. And before he knows it, he's 58. You
Yeah,
know, they're about to buy the farm for the want of a better phrase. And all the women are gone. I'm
gone.
like, where are they gone? They're gone to the cities or they're married to other men,
Yes.
so
If you're lucky, you might get some widow.
yeah.
Her misfortune is
I mean, the questions have to be asked at that stage too. Like, if both of you have ended up being single till your 50s, you have to go, are we both like red flags?
there's a lid for every bucket, Tom. I'm gonna tell you that much now.
100%.
But, but there, yeah, Willie Daly, yes,
Oh, how great a name is that? Like, I mean,
a hell of a name for it.
you need to look if we get a guest comedy gig back down there and they don't want the podcast that we're doing comedy, you're coming just so you can talk about Willie Daly for 20 minutes.
Oh God, I. Tom, listen to me. Neither of us are single, and it's been a while since either of us were. I was at your wedding, you were at mine. Was either of them
True.
yesterday? No, they weren't.
By God, they aren't.
Uh, so it's been a while since we were in the dating game. But for the purposes of this bit, Tom, we're going to offer one piece of advice as rural men to anybody looking for love out there. How does that sound?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's going on what I learned that night. I learned a lot that night. Um, and the criteria is low. The, I mean, we'll have to generalize. You know, we're not talking to 21-year-olds here because you know
No.
what? Fuck you guys. If you can't pull the trigger at 21, you ain't you ain't got a gun. I'm
What can I
sorry.
say?
You need to talk to Willie Daly.
You need to get off the internet, lads, and you need
Yeah,
to
let it go.
yeah.
Let go of it. Let go of it.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, we're talking to people maybe 30
These are just
plus.
small.
I
These are
don't.
not
Who
going to
knows?
guarantee you love. I guess like some of it is like something I wish I knew at the time, and it wouldn't probably make
That's a good way.
absolutely no difference one way
That's
or
a
the
good
other.
way to look at it. That's a good way
This
to
is
look at it.
this is the simple tip that I can give to young men out there, and it sounds stupid, but I'm just going to give it to you anyway. Smell nice, all right?
Great
Smell nice,
start.
okay?
Great start.
Like, what a start is that? And here's the mistake I made as a young man. It wasn't that I was stinking of farts or anything like that, although it probably was, right?
Yeah.
But I'd be like, all right, a big thick layer of links and a
Yeah.
big thick slap of aftershave
Yeah.
and a big wash beforehand with minty shower gel to burn the balls of you and all this kind of crack. And it'd be like 10 or 15 things fighting with each other and you smelt absolutely rank. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then you go out like, and dance at a disco for half an hour before that. So throw sweat in on top of it because you were using just links that just had the smell in it, but not the antiperspirant.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So now you got that tang going on.
So now you got that going on. It's a thick aroma. If you were ever on a bus home with a bunch of lads after being out, Tom, you'd be asking yourself now, there's not a bit of one that use lads that are going home with one arm as long as the other. You have to smell nice, and sometimes that's smelling simple. I'm gonna tell you this much, Tom. The only deodorant I wear now is that odorless stuff. Do you know the sort of Sure, just in a white can
100%. I think it's Dove is the one that seems to
or
be
Dove?
in our
Yes, yeah,
local super value. That's the
yeah.
one I get.
Just
Cause
whatever it is, make you smell like a clean cotton Yankee candle.
and
And
somebody actually I was complimented the other day by a middle-aged lady and she said, "You smell fantastic.
there you go.
Every time I meet you, you smell fantastic." In that I don't really smell of anything at all.
At all. Do you know what you
Bar
smell like, Tom? I'm gonna tell you what you smell like. A clean person.
that's I'd say what she was appreciative of was that you kind of smell like good like washing.
Like, yeah,
Nice,
exactly.
but not
And then if
stinking of
you
washing. You don't want to smell
right,
purely like fucking personal. You know what I
you
mean?
don't sleep
But
in the tumble dryer.
no, no. But that was the compliment she gave me. She went, "You always smell good." I'm like,
There you go.
"Yeah."
Right?
It was a huge compliment, Jer. Huge.
And I'm going to tell you, Tom, and I don't know the lady, but like that was step one on the courtship ladder
Oh,
right there.
I'll tell you here now. There was a moment in
Well,
my head. I went, "Fair play to you. Fair
well,
play
there
to you."
you go. There was a time that we could take this conversation places, all right? And
Yeah.
then once you're nice and smelling nice and you're clean, and if you want to put a wee spray of whatever it is on after, now don't drown
Go
yourself in
handy.
it, gas. Go
If there's
handy.
go fucking handy. Use it like a cabin man.
No, you
Make it
don't.
fucking last a year. You know that kind of way.
I
Squirt it,
have
squirt either side of the neck, and that'll do you for the fucking
I have
evening.
aftershave that I got in my early 30s, Tom.
I know you're from Monaghan.
There you go.
Um, but
And
it's
not and also married, so something's working, right?
there you go.
What you
That's a
got, Tom? What's
that's a
what's what's
great.
your tip?
Do you know what? I'm no expert, right? But I'll tell you, the smelling one is a great one for the lads. But we have a fair shot of women listening to this too and going, "Aye, Jesus Christ, it's very male centric." Now I
It's
can't tell you
it's
what you can and can't do. Literally, a pulse is fairly handy for your average bloke. You know what I mean? But I would advise backing off, trying putting all the effort in. That typically tends to be only judged by other women because it's rare you'll find a fella going, "Christ, I can't believe she hasn't got her lips done. Shit, she's not the woman for me. Trust me, you're fine."
you're grand.
I put this to the test one evening. I put this to the test when I was giving advice on another thing. I said, you want a fella that you fancy in a bar, or well, let's assume it's a bar or a club or whatever. Take charge and get inside his mind with the very, very simple thing. Men are fear simple. Go over,
No lies, Tom.
catch him near the bar and say, what are you drinking, cowboy? And I swear to God, or anything to that phrase, buy that man a drink. You buy him a drink. You already, now you own the keys to the castle. He'll be putty in your hands because he will have never had that done to him before by a woman. You may go toe for toe on a date, but if a woman approaches a man and says, what are you drinking? I'm telling you now, that fella will have struck gold in his mind because he's, Jesus Christ Almighty, this woman. Think
You
about
know,
it.
I have to.
Think about
It
it,
must be
Jared.
said. Oh, it must be said, Tom. Now the Monaghan in me jumped out of there again because I'm like, wow, that's very sensual. Like a nice looking lassie. I'll assume she's a nice looking lassie
Yeah.
and a free pint.
I, I mean, if she had a sandwich in her bag, Jesus Christ, get the fuck, get down to the jewelers. Do you
You
know what I mean?
know, like that's yeah. You
I'm,
know,
lads, you can't see his face. I'm after striking some
you're
chord with
after
him here.
blowing my mind there a
I
wee bit.
knew it.
You
I
know, came
knew
up
it.
with can I get you a pint, Tom?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That is a history changer, isn't it? I'm
Come
sorry.
over
It's
all flushed, Tom. I was like, oh my, oh
I'm
wow.
I wrote
Woof.
that I've been kind of writing that into the bit a bit, but I'm not giving away the full farm on this one, like, but it's part of the bit that I'm thinking will that work or whatever because it's sometimes a bit existential. People go, this is too broad of a thing. A woman buying a man a drink. It's 2024, but do it in a cool way. Don't asshole your way into it. Going, I guess you want me to buy you a drink. You know, take charge like a
That's
cool.
very. Oh my God, Tom.
Be a cool cat, woman. Be a cool cat and just play it cool. Cool as
That's.
the guy that you would like to meet. And I can, I don't know because women are far more complex than men. So I can't tell you as a man how to behave like the woman you would like to meet. I can't fucking tell you that because I still
Ooh,
don't fully know how I would behave with the woman I'm married to for God knows how long. But this is how women, this is how you impress the shit out of a guy.
I gotta
Just,
tell you, Tom, you got
just
me.
go buy him a drink.
You
And
got me
you,
like a Southern belle over here. I'm like,
oh,
oh my, I
he's
got the vapors.
get him his fainting chair. Look at this. I knew it. I knew it. And I'm telling you, your whole demeanor changed. You're like, Jesus Christ,
Oh my Lord.
that would get me. I would get any man because it's not just a free pint. It's the how cool is she? Because you know full well if you took there's no bloke can retell the story of the meeting of the woman of his dreams or the one that he's with now. There's no bloke can turn around to his friends and impress them with the story. Because there's
I gotta tell you.
no bloke is going to be impressed by, yeah, sure, we were meeting and sure, and then sure, like we went for an old spin in the car, or, and sure, her friends know my friend. Like, oh yeah, no fella gives a fuck about it. But I
No,
tell you now, if you bought him a pint, as the two you had a drink or whatever, and then he's
he
talking the next day and going, who's you on? You're not going to believe this, lads. She bought me a pint. You're going to be the coolest chick on two legs. I swear to God, you'll be the
he
coolest
would
woman.
take that pint glass home with him.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
There you go.
There you go. Well, listen, if you are going to the Lisdoon Varna Matchmaking Festival, let us know how you get on. If you
Oh
know any of
God,
the
yeah.
organizers that want to throw on a live podcast this time next year, we'll take that call. Or if
100%.
you have any tips yourself, let us know in the
Yeah.
comments. But we're going to move on from those lads and those ladies to one particular special lady who, like I say, every week we pick up this lad, Tom. Doesn't always have to be a man, sometimes it's a lady. I'm burying the lead a little here, but spoiler alert here. But it's time to talk about this lad.
Now there's that guy.
This lad E, as
This
it would
lad
be.
E, yes indeed. This little lady, Tom.
Ah, Jesus Christ, probably the cutest thing on the internet right now. We dabble from all walks of life to inanimate objects, but now we've ended up on an animal. I'm sure we did somewhere else with a crocodile or something.
Oh,
But
we might have done, yes.
keeping it aqua themed, this is is it Ding Ding or what's the name of this?
This is a wonderful little lady who has been winning the internet all week long. And Tom, I'm gonna go a little bit further back and say that I Seen this damn thing like a year ago, but more on that in a little second. This is Moodang.
Moodang, not Ting Ting.
Moodang. Moodeng. So I'm calling her Moodang. That's just a mononym of me jumping out. Moodang. And she is a pygmy hippo in a Thailand zoo. And she is not just a pygmy hippo, she's like a baby pygmy hippo.
Yeah, ludicrous thing. Ludicrous.
And like sometimes with the Tom and Jerry show, what we try to do is like we try to take this lad or we try to take the news and say, oh, okay, that's that. We're going to give you a Tom and Jerry spin on it. We're going to give you our thoughts or what is inspired. This week, no, nothing. Look at this hippo.
It's
That's
the
it. That's the
cutest.
extent of the bit.
It's the cutest little ball of God knows what that I've ever seen. And it's not just sitting there. It's on its back. It's running. It's flipping. It's rolling. It's kind of shiny. It looks like something out of Star Wars. In a lot of ways, you could misinterpret and go, "Oh, that's kind of gross." But because it's got four legs and a really smiley face, it's absolutely beyond adorable. I
It's
can.
the
There's
cutest
certain
thing.
things, certain videos on when I'm looking through things that I can't show my wife because it would send her over the edge. Like, you know what I mean? You got to be careful. Like some lads are ripped to shreds. You're like, yeah, she don't need to see that. And then or there's like unbelievably class kitchens that,
Yes.
given the current climate, it might give me a stroke if I show
Yeah.
it to her because she'll be like, "Oh my Jesus, give us a look at that," and then
Yeah,
everything,
we'll get that. I didn't
and
know they had a pop-out bin. Yeah.
I can't. Oh God, look, there's a yoke in the kickboard where you can kick it out and all the dogs' bowls are in it. Oh, fucking lovely. There's
Yeah,
also
look at
called the back.
that.
There's also the backyard. Um, I can't show her Moodang. I can't because I can and I also can't bring her to buy chickens because I know full well she want to buy pygmy goats. If you put the word pygmy in front of, I swear to God,
Makes everything better.
it could be Cerberus guarding the seventh door of hell, and she'd be like, "But it's pygmy Cerberus." It's like we're going to Thailand tomorrow if we see that bastard
Yes.
together. That's how cute she is dangerously cute.
Well, here's the thing with Moodang. Okay, so and I said that I felt that I knew her from before. I didn't, but she's from the Moo family. Like
Oh my
this
Jesus.
Thai zoo, there's
Is this like
um,
the dynasty? Is it?
it really is. Yeah, she has a half sister called Moo Wan, another one called Moo Tun, and another half sister called Falor, and
And,
they're all named after types of pork.
and there's a brother called
That's
Moody, and he's
yeah.
some bollocks.
Oh yeah, I'll
Never,
tell you, don't get
never
on the
in
wrong
good
side
form.
of him. But yeah, they're all named after various types of stewed pork. Here's the thing with
Jesus, that's kind of
here's the thing with Moodang, okay? And you can go see this. You can go see this hippo in a Thai. If you're in Thailand and you want to go to a Thai zoo, chances are you'll see Moodang. But you should have seen her a fortnight ago because you're not going to get near her now. It's like you're queuing for the Mona Lisa. Like forget about it,
oh,
right?
stop,
Yeah,
stop.
done. Uh, I don't know much about pygmy hippos, right?
Granted, it's a normal enough thing not to know much about pygmy hippos,
I
but
can't imagine that the listeners of the Tom and Jerry show are about to learn anything about
not a
pygmy
bit,
hippos.
not a bit, not a bit.
But Moodang, for some reason, is soaking wet at all times.
I learned once that they'd be often fairly oily because they excrete it for as a sunblock, apparently.
So is she sweating or is she
I
just
don't
being
think so.
hosed
No,
down or
no, I think this in the same vein that like an albatross or a petrel or one of these big seabirds are
right?
oily bastards all the time. Keeps the water off them. In the same sense, I think it's the same oil glands are pumping it out around her because she've no hair, she've no nothing. She's running around butt ass naked in Thailand. You and I would be dead inside 14
I guess
minutes.
I would be oily as well, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you'd want to be oily. And
I'm
I think,
oily in Blanchardstown in October.
yeah, yeah.
So
So I think that no, I'm no
no,
David
fill in the
Attenborough.
gaps in our hippo knowledge in the comments here, people. I just said it was funny. I thought you looked like there's not every wrestler will do this, but there are several that those with hair at least, like just as their music hits and they're about to go out, they pour like a dish of water over themselves,
Yeah,
so it
Triple
looks like they're
H. Like
lashing
I
sweat. And
literally used to pour a bottle in front of everybody over him, and I could never work that out. I'm like, you look mental. Why are you doing that? I'm
yeah,
going to
yeah,
pour
yeah.
a bottle of fucking Volvic over my head. Okay, all right.
And you just look like you're lashing sweat and you're like a mad bastard to begin with.
Maybe you could tie it straight back to our previous segment, and maybe she's the Christy Moore of
Well, maybe she's the Christy Moore. Yeah, she
of
really is. She's like a hippo Christy Moore. Oh my
yeah.
God,
You can go
she's a
anywhere, but I don't
hippopotamoor.
care. But I'm just staying in Thailand. Oh, a skiddly uppity, yeah, skiddly uppity. Just that's her inside her head all day long, running around going, oh, skiddly uppity, dippity, dippity, papa,
Well,
did
that is
skiddly
the
uppity.
that is the other thing about Moo Dang is number one, she's always soaking wet, for good or for ill, be it natural or she be hosed down. I don't know. The other thing is she seems to be always just screaming her face off, right?
If she
Any
wasn't
picture you
so
see of her,
cute, yeah, she'd
yeah,
be a pain in
it's
the
just like
hole.
she's doing this. And the third thing you want to know about her is her favorite thing to do is bite people.
Oh,
And she's only teeny tiny, right? She's only about the size of my dog, but she's got this big hippo mouth with no tusks. She's all gums, and her teeth are her tusks are coming in. And like any child that wants to tease, she'd just be biting on things. And the closest thing to her is a trainer's leg. So she's there with a mouthful of gums, just like blah 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 blah,
I mean,
gumming
yeah,
on a trainer's leg.
pygmy or no, I can tell you one thing. I guarantee you there's power in them jaws. Like,
I can
I've
guarantee you one
watched,
thing, Tom.
I've watched endless videos of people get to roll a pumpkin into hippos' mouths and they just
Right?
smash it without even fucking breathing.
I am going to tell you another thing, Tom. See that thing of like chawing on the trainer's leg, and it's so cute. That's going to get less cute by the day, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, when she gets two big punch holes for teeth,
Yeah.
she'll crank through anything.
And she stamps her card, yeah. And she's
I
gotten the taste for human flesh at that stage.
In the immortal words of Bricktop, they go through bone like butter like a pisshead loves curry.
Yeah. But so Tom, I have no way to end this bit because normally we'll have steered this into a Tom and Jerry segment.
I'm just going to give you some dad facts
You're going to give me
about
some give
hippos. It's not pygmy in anything. These are completely unchecked. It's just one particular. Apparently, these are two facts that I have, and this is the kind of shit that a dad would say in his jumper at Christmas time. Like
educate me, Tom.
apparently they can full size hippo can hit 18 miles an hour at full clip. That's a scary bastard thing coming at you.
So
That's
that's about 30 kilometers an hour, give or take.
yeah, yeah. 30 clicks, full tilt, and who knows how many ton. You know what I mean? With those big
I
hole puncher head
I
on
have
it.
I have a question, Tom, before we go any further.
Go on.
Please don't like this could be a stupid thing to ask, but if I don't ask, I won't know, right?
True.
Like, and my question, when I boil it down to its basics, what is a hippo?
It's a mammal and it's a herbivore. I know that for a fact.
But it's not like, from the species pig or elephant, or
No, it's in its own thing.
it's it's its own thing. It's a hippopotamus.
There's two types of hippo, if I remember correctly. There's two types. This is all my child telling me this, by the way. This
Oh
is he's
yeah,
learning actual things, and there's two types of hippo, much like there's two types of elephant. Indian and
right.
African
Indian
elephant.
and African, right?
No, they're in they're I think they're like the third biggest or something land mammal, like after the elephant and what
Okay.
something else. Rhino, I suppose. I don't know. Um, but they are their own thing. They're not a spin off of a pig. They're not because
Okay, so okay.
no, because pigs wouldn't be fond of water. They don't even. Do you know they can't actually float or really swim? They just kind of wang themselves off things to stay going in the water. I think
Okay.
they'd be closer to cows.
Right.
I think they'd be closer to bovine, I'd say, than they
Okay.
would in
Okay.
other direction. Um, apparently my other fact is apparently they are actually the most dangerous land animal. They kill more African lads than anybody else, any other animals. They actually end more lives of humans during a
Pur
year.
like purposely or
Yeah,
just you
because
just don't get out of the way of them.
no, they're not going for, they're not doing getting in their 5K and you happen to run into their lane like you did over that fucking, you know,
Bollard, yeah.
bike
Cycle
baller thing.
lane, yeah.
No, like you come down near the water, they're aggressive bastards. And
Really? They'll
yeah,
come at you, bro.
they'll come at you because they don't want you anywhere, especially if they've the calves nearby. They're like,
Well, when they're
right,
as cute as Moo Dang.
true. I'd end you too if you were taking my mood in. But
Yeah.
not a fact, but it kind of ties into what I just said. Don't know if you remember reading it. I'm sure I told you at some stage because God, what a story of the French thing from about 5, 6 years ago before they really started getting rid of all the animals out of circuses. I know we've heard our circus chat in the past.
Okay, yeah.
Dwarf lad on the trampoline. Not,
Yeah,
am I allowed to say dwarf? I don't know. I don't know.
let's find out.
Anyway, pygmy human. Uh,
Little people, that's what they like.
I'm not saying little people. There's no way that's
No,
right.
that was the line in Bad. That was the line in Bad Santa. Bernie Mac is like little people. That's what they like.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. How do I forget that Bernie Mac, one of my favorite people of all time? He
Anyway,
was
go on.
he was on a trampoline of some sort, and he was bouncing across to another until he was during rehearsals. A yawning hippo
Right.
shot straight down the neck.
Okay.
Got out, but apparently was life-altering injuries as a result because the hippo was like, "What the fuck?" But possibly broke a leg or something on the way in. But he got the poor old devil fitted into the mouth of this yawning hippo. I think it was French.
Ah.
You're not
Now this
buying it?
wasn't a dream, Dougal, was it?
No, it definitely wasn't. I swear I have to have told you this before. This is one of those things where
Well, do you know what? I'm going to tell you, Tom. Huge if true. All right.
I'm not letting this off the hook. There's no way I'm letting this off the hook. One
Are you going to
second.
do a Jamie on
Let's do the. I'm going to say
it?
it into it, right? Dwarf hippo mouth circus. Let's see what
That's your
comes.
Google. That's your shot at
Hippo.
Google.
Okay, right. Oh my God. Now this is Wikipedia. This is
All right.
Wikipedia. Hippo Eats Dwarf is a title of a hoax news article. Sure, you
Ah,
would have been.
Tom.
Ah, God. Well, I'm glad I got to the bottom of it quickly because I don't need the wave of people going, "What you bake?" But still, I'm raging. I actually found that out now, and even said it online that they didn't just bring it up at parties and Christmases and stuff because it's none of us have measured a hippo's mouth, nor is there a one size fits all dwarf. So I
I
just
think the best thing we could do with it, Tom, is back away from it. Yeah, I would advise that course of action.
anyway, I'm all for Mudang. Mudang
Yeah,
for
Mudang, there you go.
president of Thailand. Next, please.
Yes, yeah. Get it done. And there you go. Look at that. Mudang, known for chewing legs, proving that even the cutest of animals on God's green earth is capable of starting a row.
My attitude is don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
It's true. It's true. It's a row in the coming because I've been trying to, and you know, we are going to have a row because I've been trying to send you uh links and whatnot to follow up articles, some almost like
Right.
spotlights of what we've been talking about, where we were going, we don't know the answer to this, much like the bike shed from last week.
Yes.
Oh Nelly, oh Nelly, that's a shower of bastards. That is.
Yeah.
There's 300.
More on them possibly at a later episode.
There's
But
a,
what we're gonna have a conversation about now, dare I say a row, is the fact that the links you send me are TikTok links, and I can't watch them because I don't have TikTok, nor am I likely to
I
have it
know.
anytime soon.
I know, and I this is it. This is a betwixt in between.
Yes,
I completely. My wife don't. She's not on any social media. And I envy her. But no,
there's a calmness to that,
don't
Tom.
get me wrong. Pinterest would melt her phone in half
Oh,
with,
yeah.
um, but you have to be on it. I don't see nothing, I think, of the angry stuff that other people see. Every so often somebody pipes up about some American presidential shite, and I'm like, keep it Rooney.
Yep.
And then class stuff shows up, like a blacksmith showing you how to make a nail. Well, I'm like, well, all day long, thank you very much, Mr. Blacksmith. Coolest shite going. And you can just straight pass, and it learns very quickly. Oh, this fella is too either, I
Doesn't
don't know.
like presidents, likes blacksmiths. Gotcha.
Do you know, or yeah, it doesn't want to throw me anything controversial anymore. For the first while, it was all like, "Oh, you need to get your life together, man." I'm like, "What? Oh, no,
Yeah,
no, no!
no.
I'm going to search 1960s plasterboard worker uses hatchet. That is one of the greatest videos, by the way, you will ever. I advise anybody who's even an inkling of plasterboard or what do the Americans call it, drywall.
Yeah.
Just look up 1960s drywalling hatchet on anything. And this guy uses his hatchet as the hammer, but has it so sharp, uses the edge as a Stanley knife. He doesn't go down back to the board to measure a thing and cut it and all the rest of it. Nah, it's all in
Nah.
situ and has a mouthful of nails. And I'm just saying, this is like the amount of unseen footage from Fred that's up there. The amount of unseen footage from Fred. I've gotten
But
comments from
I'm pretty
lads.
sure I can. I'm pretty sure I can find that elsewhere other than TikTok, Tom. Because where the hell are they getting?
I'm just saying, it's
Off his phone?
the speed is. There's a lot of videos up there for real kind of, I suppose, what would you hacks? DIY
Okay.
hacks that lads are only putting on TikTok, and they're probably making money off it this way. I want nothing to do with TikTok. I want nothing to do with any social media, but I have to be there to put up whatever. But
Yes.
the TikTok thing, I've made it work for me. I'm useless to TikTok. I'm of no use to them because I don't get angry about anything that they want to show me because I just go,
Right.
grand, on to the
Yeah.
next. And then they quickly, very quickly revert to going, yeah, but have you seen this yolk that can rip roots out of it out from 40 yards away?
Here's the thing, Tom. All right. Now, I'm not going to stand here and say I'm not on social media. I'm very active on Twitter for another little while at least. I was very fond of Facebook when it was good, 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was a good place to tell jokes and tell stories. Instagram, I never really got into it, but I'm like, all right, I get it. That's got its place in the world as well. And after that, I was like, you're grand. You're all right. You don't need a fourth one of these.
100% you don't. But if you could get the light version, is what I'm saying. So I can send you the cool shit that I'm.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like, I guess what we need to come up with is, we want to talk to the Tom and Jerry audience and ask them, should we have a TikTok?
I think we
Tom, I got
should.
to tell you, brother, I'm not going to be curating it. Uh, I'm
I
not
think
having this on my phone.
no. I think I could. Can I? Yeah. If I can switch over and back, maybe you can tell us that, like I can on Twitter or Instagram. Very, very easy by double tapping the icon and just switching over. I would be happy to curate it because there's so much very Tom and Jerry-esque stuff on
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? There's so much.
And another thing, Tom, I'm not into this whole thing of like, oh, the Chinese government are taking my data. Oh, this, that. Tom, I'm signed up here to every other fucking thing, right? So I don't
Oh,
know where my data is going. It's going to the government of Trinidad and Tobago for all the fuck I know, right?
yes. I get yes. I think we all give up them rights a long time ago
A
when we were like, yeah, a
long time
long time
ago.
ago.
Okay.
When unless you're going to go completely off grid, like
Yeah.
like the wife is, to be fair, she's fairly off grid, but still, I guarantee they'll find out everything about her that they need to,
Yeah.
regardless.
Through you.
Through me, I
Yeah.
ruin that for everybody. Like anybody who touches me is like, well, now they know everything about me because.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, Tom, okay? The reason I don't have TikTok is that I know I would fall completely down into a hole
Yeah,
and never get out of it.
yeah,
Because if Facebook and Instagram is a beer and Twitter is like shots of whiskey in the pub, then TikTok is an unmarked bottle underneath the sink in some lad's kitchen
yeah.
that comes out at a house party.
Yeah, it's liquid cocaine is what it
And you
is.
don't know what it is, and you certainly know one thing for certain. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
That's going to kill
Well,
brain cells.
here's how you know it's not good for you. China, who it's the owners of, and I say
Make the fucking thing, right?
they make TikTok like it is, and you can say the country makes TikTok. They
But
only
it's
allow you to have 45 minutes a day.
right. Okay,
That's the
and
hilarious thing. They know that it's not good for you. They're like, not.
I've had 45 minutes of Twitter while we were recording this podcast. And we're on minute 46. So I know what I'm capable of and not capable of,
Yeah,
buddy.
I know. And it is a dangerous place. It is a dangerous, dangerous place. If you have to stay busy at something else with it, and it's pure brain bubblegum if you're not careful. But
Brain bubblegum is right, yes, but it's the kind of brain bubblegum that gets stuck on your shoe.
yeah, I'm just saying
Because Tom, like, what are you asking me here? Do I want to watch videos of lads take hatchets to drywall? Yeah, I do, Tom. The problem is I would watch that all day and all night on my phone while I'm supposedly watching something on the TV or on the train, or I dare say when I'm at paid labor.
or on the
I
jack.
couldn't put it down. I couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's your Oxycontin. I get it. I get it.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm over here going like, no, I'm clean. I don't want any Oxycontin. And you're like, oh, hey, how would you like some Percocets? And I was like, no.
Fair enough. And you know what? I I feel dirty myself for trying to push a social media on it, but it's only purely cause. And I sound like the worst drug dealer I ever. Do you know, the most heinous guy going, dude. One time, one little segment of this, it's
Just
absolutely
one
fine.
hit.
Come on over. When I'm already embroiled in it, it's only because I want to show you the read, and they're so like it's dangerously easily digestible. That's the problem. Like, there's no get-ins, there's no nothing. It's just like, hey, want to learn how to, you know, make your own jacket? I'm like, yeah, yeah, I do. Come on with me. And it's like a three
Yeah.
minute video of making your own wax jacket out of like berries. It's just too good. So yeah, you know what? Maybe you're right, Jer. I might try and seeking. God, now I'd set up another account. No, that's we
Well,
Tom and
look,
Jerry probably will never go to TikTok.
we'll put it to the we'll put it to the audience, the Tom and Jerry audience. That do you want to see us on TikTok? Are you on TikTok? Are you even following us on social media? Because I'm gonna tell you something. If you're not, I know where you can do it. You can do it on Twitter, on Instagram at Tom and Jerry Show, or you can follow me at Jerry McBride, him at Tom_Romani. Will you be able to follow us on TikTok? Time will tell, Tom. Who knows?
I'm over
TikTok
there,
knows the
and
clock, don't you
it's
know?
pretty much the same thing. You know what I mean? I do. I've issues with the word TikTok. I think it's one of the most rubbish names for a social
Yeah, I
media
know, yeah.
site. You know what I mean? It's basically just going TikTok. We want your information. Come on,
Yeah, we want your
TikTok,
time. TikTok.
TikTok. Come on.
Waste your time here.
Or the giant crocodile from or
Hey,
alligator from Peter Pan.
I'll tell you what's not a waste of time, Tom. Helping the Tom and Jerry show out. Why don't you tell the fine folks how they can do that?
Do hit subscribe if this is your very first time listening, and of course, whatever platform you're on, hit the bell that alerts you that every single Thursday it'll land into your phone. Whatever way you can rate it, please do give it the 5 stars. And thanks to you beautiful shower of bastards, you have us at rocking at the solid 5 stars, nothing below
Solid
it.
five.
Everybody's giving us solid 5 stars. It makes the podcast more visible to more people on board, the more we can do with it and whatnot. So do, if you wouldn't mind sharing it, that'd be great. Screen grab it. Let us know where you're listening, what you're doing. Underneath the episodes, feel free to message us. Most likely, like Jerry said, he's on Twitter to answering questions. He puts up polls brilliantly over there. But if you're only an Instagram person, do it. Hit us up if you got, hey, do you know what I've seen that's pure up your street? Or
What was that?
something in
Yeah.
relation to
Sorry,
this.
I thought you were asking me, Tom. That's how convincing that question was.
There you go, wasn't it? If you
Telling you.
have, if you got some thoughts on Moodeng and why she's always crazy, let us
Yeah, what
know.
are we missing there? Like, is she what are we why is
Is
this
there
little
something
pygmy
we're to
hippo
know
running around
about?
lubed up? What are we doing?
Yeah, is there something we should know about Thai zoos? Have you been to Thailand? Is there something we should know about that? Carry on.
Are pygmy hippos only that greasy looking when they're in danger? Like, what are we doing?
How are you doing for advice when it comes to being single? Did we do well? Or did we do rubbish? Have you a better move? Did you pull off a better move to land your better other? Let us know. Maybe you've been to Liston Varna. Maybe you've been to a singles night. Maybe
Yeah.
you've been to one that I've hosted, and I can only apologize.
I gotta tell you, Tom, me and my wee buddy wedding ring over here tells me I'm doing just fine.
Exactly. Right. Other than that, Jer, I'm off to swig more water with kind of bits and pieces from the earth in it.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Good luck.